Meet Allie. On the surface, she's a girl who has everything: a billionaire lifestyle, a massive mansion, and parents who seem devoted to her care. But there's a catch. Allie is 16 and has never left her home. She's told she has lupus, a condition so severe that even a ray of sunlight or a breath of unfiltered air could kill her. Her life is a cycle of expensive supplements, isolation, and a high-tech pool that gently lowers her into the water because she's too weak to jump. But during one of those swims, something shifts. Deep underwater, Allie starts seeing things. Visions of sterile labs, bodies floating in tubes that look exactly like her, and a cold, Russian-speaking scientist looming over her with a needle. Was it just a lack of oxygen, or is her subconscious trying to scream a truth her mind isn't ready for? Determined to have just one moment of a real life, Allie sneaks out during one of her parents' lavish Elysium gala parties. Elysium is their grand project, a private island utopia for the ultra-rich to escape a crumbling world. While the elites sip champagne, Allie slips onto the beach and meets Brooke, a local girl who doesn't see a sick patient but just a lonely teenager. For the first time, Allie tastes a beer, hears real gossip, and feels the wind. But the freedom is short-lived. Her parents' private security team swarms the beach like a tactical unit, dragging Allie back into her gilded cage. You'd think they were worried about her health, but their reaction feels more like they're terrified of losing their most valuable asset. Surprisingly, instead of locking her down, her mother, Georgia, allows Brooke to come over as a paid companion. The two girls form a deep bond, and Allie finally starts to feel human. But Brooke isn't just there for the paycheck. She notices things, like how Allie's parents, Jeff and Georgia, haven't aged a single day in 10-year-old home movies, or why the fridge is packed with supplements that look more like experimental chemicals. Brooke manages to steal some of Allie's medication and gives it to her brother Robbie, a tech whiz who's paralyzed. But instead of helping, the medicine makes him violently ill. Robbie digs into the dark web and discovers a horrifying truth. The medicine Allie takes isn't for lupus. In fact, it's designed to keep a human body in a state of perpetual weakness, effectively turning a person into a compliant living vegetable. Allie is devastated when Brooke confronts her with this. She wants to believe her parents love her. They've spent millions on her, right? But the seeds of doubt are planted. That night, a sick woman breaks into the house, screaming that she needs Allie, trying to bite her before guards drag her away. Georgia dismisses it as a random vagrant, but Allie sees the desperation in the woman's eyes. It wasn't malice, it was a craving. The tension snaps when Brooke takes a massive risk. She sedates Georgia and Allie during dinner and tries to kidnap Allie to save her. But a high-speed car chase ends in a brutal crash. Allie wakes up in a hospital, and this is where the mask finally slips. The hospital doctor is baffled. He tells Allie she doesn't have lupus at all. But before he can run more tests, Jeff arrives, shuts the whole thing down, and whisks Allie back to the mansion. Shortly after, that same doctor is found dead on the side of the road. The message is clear: anyone who looks too closely at Allie's blood doesn't live to talk about it. Back home, Allie stops taking her pills. She starts flushing them and realizes that as the drugs leave her system, she isn't dying. She's getting stronger. She's faster in the pool, her skin is glowing, and her senses are sharpening. She follows her mother late at night into a hidden garden spa, but Georgia vanishes into thin air. Remembering a hidden door from an old home movie, Allie finds a secret button. It leads to a cold, subterranean nightmare. Down in the dark corridors, she finds a lab. There, she sees her parents hooked up to IV drips, literally pumping her blood into their own veins. The confrontation is chilling. Jeff and Georgia don't even try to deny it. They explain that Allie has golden blood, an extremely rare type with miraculous regenerative properties. They've been selling it for $200,000 a pint to the world's elite, and using it themselves to stay young forever. The lupus was a lie, a chemical leash to keep her from ever leaving the farm. They don't see her as a daughter, they see her as the cure. With the help of Brooke and Robbie, who have sneaked onto the grounds, Allie discovers the true scale of the Elysium project. It's not just an island, it's a franchise. In a hidden chamber, she finds rows of industrial tubs. Inside them are clones, dozens of versions of herself, all being grown to provide an endless supply of golden blood for the wealthy. This isn't a family, it's a $50 billion human factory. In a frenzy of rage and survival, Allie and Brooke begin destroying the facility. They smash the tubes, ending the lives of the clones before they can ever truly begin. When the scientist from her dreams, the one who created this nightmare, tries to stop them, they don't hesitate. They fight their way out, but Jeff intercepts them. In a desperate struggle, Allie stabs the man she called father. She feels a flicker of regret, but then Georgia attacks, and the two women fall into the pool, the very place Allie was once protected. In a brutal underwater struggle, Allie uses the mechanical chair that used to symbolize her weakness to trap her mother, eventually ending her life. A year passes. Allie is now the sole heir to the family fortune. To the world, her parents died in a tragic accident. She's healthy, strong, and using the money to build real hospitals. Brooke is by her side, and Robbie can finally walk again thanks to a legitimate use of the golden blood research. It feels like a happy ending. But then, Robbie calls her from the basement of the mansion. He's been exploring the parts of the lab the police missed. He finds a door tucked away in the furthest corner of the estate. He opens it and describes a sight that makes Allie's blood run cold. There aren't just dozens of clones. There are hundreds, thousands. Allie thought she destroyed the factory, but she only scratched the surface of the empire her parents built. Now she has to decide, does she shut it all down and lose the cure that saved Robbie? Or does she become the very monster she fought to escape? If you found out your life was a lie and your blood could save thousands but required you to live as a prisoner, would you sacrifice yourself for the world or burn the whole system down? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more intense movie breakdowns. Thanks for watching.